to Islam campus. Today I come with another beautiful session. Topic is our topic is respecting other people's feelings. So let's start our today's session. Maya,
Hi there, Mohammed Hassan. What's been on your mind today?
hello Maya. Today my beautiful topic
Ah,
is
still thinking things over, huh?
respecting other people's feelings.
Nice and tight.
And I have some questions to ask you. Are you ready for the questions?
Um, gotcha. Ask away. I'm ready when you are.
Okay, so my first question is what does it mean to respect someone's feeling?
Hmm, that's a really interesting way to put it. Web sermons fail. Are you asking about why online messages sometimes don't connect with people, like they fall flat? Or is it more about a feeling of disappointment when something meant to inspire just doesn't?
Okay, so my
Right. So, like, why do well intentioned online messages sometimes miss the mark?
my next question is why is it important to care about how others feel?
Out of the field? Okay, so you mean beyond just technical side of things not working? You you're asking a thing like why a message that's supposed to reach people emotionally just doesn't? It feels disconnected maybe? Yeah, like it doesn't land. It doesn't resonate. It's off. Is that closer to what you mean? It feels like you're getting at something about authenticity maybe? Or the way we connect or don't through screens.
Okay, so my next question is what does it really mean to respect someone's feeling?
Shilva. Okay. Good to meet you, even if just virtually. And that's really thoughtful of you, wanting to respect someone's feelings. That's a good starting point. What's the situation? What's making you want to be extra careful right now?
Okay, so my next question is
So,
why are human
you're wanting
emotions
to.
important in daily life?
Okay, big shift from wanting to be respectful to why emotions matter. That's, but a good question. Honestly, I think emotions are everything. They're what drive us, what connect us, what make life actually, well, feel like something. Without emotions, we'd just be robots, right? They inform our decisions, shape our relationships, even the small stuff like what music we listen to or what food we crave. They're also signals letting us know what we need, whether it's connection, safety, or just a good cry. Sense? Are you thinking about a specific situation where emotions feel especially important?
Okay, so my next question is how can we identify what someone else feel?
That's a really good question, Jilva. It's tricky, isn't it? I mean, you can't exactly climb inside someone's head. A lot of it is paying attention, really paying attention to their body language, their tone of voice, what they aren't saying as much as what they are. And honestly, sometimes it's just asking gently, "Hey, you seem a little quiet today. Is everything all right?" But even then, people don't always want to share, or they might not even know what they're feeling. It takes practice and a lot of empathy and accepting that you're not always going to get it right. We talked a bit about apologies last week. Sometimes just acknowledging that you might not understand is a good start, right? Does that resonate with you?
Okay, so my next question is are feelings always visible? How can we tell when someone is hurt?
Whoa. Okay, that's a poetic image. So many of you are in the ocean. Feels. weighty. And then a dance competition, you're jumping around a bit, but I'm into it. To your questions, though, no, feelings aren't always visible. People are really good at masking things, sometimes out of habit, sometimes out of fear. That's why it's important to look beyond just what someone says and try to read between the lines. And how do we win a dance? I'm hearing a bit of a metaphor here. Are you asking about winning in life or navigating emotional situations? If it's the dance competition, I've heard people say it's about connecting with the music and expressing yourself, being genuine. And if it's the other thing, well, maybe winning isn't the right goal. Maybe it's about understanding and connection. What do you think? What does winning the dance mean to you?
Okay, so my next question is why is it important to respect people's emotion when even when we don't feel the same way?
Oh, that's a really important one, Shilva. I think it comes down to basic human dignity, honestly. Just because you don't feel something the same way doesn't invalidate someone else's experience. Their feelings are real to them, and dismissing them can be incredibly hurtful. Plus, respecting their emotions opens the door for real connection, even if you disagree. It says, I may not understand, but I value you and your experience. It builds trust, you know? And honestly, often when we really listen, we realize we have more in common than we thought. We were talking about fairness earlier, and respecting someone's emotions feels fundamentally fair, doesn't it?
Okay, so my next question is uh, can you explain in can you explain the difference between empathy and empathy and empathy?
Whoa, that's a wonderfully strange question, Shilva. Empty and empty? Are you thinking about it like emotionally empty versus physically empty? Like an empty room feels different than feeling emotionally hollow? Or maybe the difference between pretending to listen, being empty inside, versus genuinely not having an opinion? It feels like you're poking at something really subtle here. Could you tell me a little more about what brought that question to mind?
Okay, so my next question is how can our tone of voice show respect for this show respect for anyone emotions?
That's a really beautiful question, Shilva. Using our voice to show respect for both people and animals. That's a powerful thought. I think it's about tone, mostly. Softening your voice, avoiding harshness, speaking calmly even when you're feeling frustrated. With people, it's also about truly listening, making space for them to speak without interrupting. And with animals, well, I've heard from people that animals are incredibly sensitive to energy and tone of voice. So, speaking gently and avoiding loud or sudden noises can be really important. It's also about acknowledging their presence, recognizing that they have feelings and needs, even if we don't fully understand them. Basically, it's being mindful and letting that mindfulness come through in how you speak. Does that feel right to you?
Okay, so my next question is how is emotional intelligence connected to others to respecting others?
Okay, so we're shifting gears a bit, thinking about intelligence and respect. That's a good connection to make. I think intellectual intelligence, the ability to analyze and understand things, can absolutely help with respecting others, but it's not enough on its own. You need emotional intelligence too, the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. Because you can intellectually know that someone is hurting, but if you don't feel empathy, it's hard to truly respect their experience. Intellectual intelligence can help you see different perspectives, challenge your own biases and understand the reasons behind someone's actions. But respect comes from actually valuing those perspectives, even if you don't agree with them. They work best together, really. What are your thoughts? Do you think someone can be very intelligent but still struggle with respect?
Okay, so my next question is what role does self-awareness play in dealing with other people's feelings?
Oh, that's a core one, Shilva. Self awareness is absolutely huge when it comes to dealing with other people's feelings. Because you can't truly understand someone else's emotional landscape if you don't understand your own. Knowing your own triggers, your biases, your typical reactions, that gives you the space to respond thoughtfully instead of just reacting automatically. It lets you recognize when you're feeling defensive or frustrated or overwhelmed and prevents you from projecting those feelings onto someone else. And it allows you to take responsibility for your own emotions instead of blaming others for how you feel. Basically, self awareness is the foundation for empathy and genuine connection. Does that resonate with you? Have you found that to be true in your own experiences?
Okay, so my next question is what? How can we control our own emotions while still caring about others?
That's a really tricky balance, isn't it? You want to be present for someone else to offer support, but you also don't want to get completely swept away by their emotions or let your own stuff overwhelm the situation. I I think it's about boundaries, honestly, but just acknowledging your own feelings. Okay, I'm feeling overwhelmed right now without letting them completely take over. Practicing self compassion too, recognizing that it's okay to feel, but you don't have to be consumed by it. Techniques like deep breathing or taking a moment to step back can be helpful. It's also about remembering that you can care about someone deeply without having to fix their problems. Sometimes just listening, offering a safe space, is enough. You can hold space for their emotions without taking them on as your own. It's like you're offering them a hand, not trying to carry them. Does that make sense?
Okay, so my next question is
Oh, oh, no worries at all. It happens. Sometimes thoughts just
so,
wander,
so
right?
my next
Don't
question is
apologize. It's
what are
your induction is.
some signs that someone is emotionally uncomfortable?
That's a really good question, Shilva. There are a lot of subtle signs someone might be emotionally uncomfortable. It can show up in their body language, things like avoiding eye contact, fidgeting, crossing their arms, or shifting their weight. Their voice might change, becoming quieter or higher pitched. They might start talking faster or slower than usual. Sometimes they'll give short, clipped answers or change the subject abruptly. And often there's a disconnect between what they're saying and how they're saying it. Like their words don't quite match their tone. It's often about things they aren't doing as much as what they are. Have you noticed any of those signs in people you know? Yeah, it can be
Okay,
really
so my
subtle.
next question is how can we show emotional maturity in difficult conversation?
Okay, that's a big one, Shilva. Emotional maturity in difficult conversations, that's where the real work happens. I think it starts with staying calm. Even if you're feeling upset, taking a breath before you respond rather than reacting impulsively. Validating the other person's feelings, even if you don't agree with them. Using I statements to express your own feelings without blaming the other person instead of you always try I feel when and really listening, trying to understand their perspective, even if it's different from your own. Mm. It's also about being willing to take responsibility for your own part in the situation and being open to compromise. And honestly, sometimes it's about knowing when to take a break and come back to the conversation later. Does that sound right to you? It's not easy, no.
Okay,
It takes practice.
so my next
Please,
question
what?
is how can we teach children the value of emotional respect?
That's a really important question, Shilva. Teaching kids emotional respect, it starts early. Modeling it yourself, for one, showing them how you treat others with kindness and consideration, even when you disagree, labeling emotions for them. You seem really frustrated right now. Helps them understand and name their own feelings, and validating their feelings, even if they seem small to you. It's okay to be sad when your tower falls down. Teaching them about empathy, about trying to understand how others are feeling is huge. And creating a safe space where they feel comfortable expressing their emotions without judgment. You're very welcome, Shilva. It was good talking with you. Feel
Okay,
free
so
to reach
next
out
question
anytime
is
you want to explore.
what are simple phrases kids can use to show they care about others' feelings?
Oh, that's a great question. Simple phrases are key. Things like, that sounds really hard. I'm sorry that happened. Are you okay? That must have made you feel, I can see you're upset. I'm here for you. Even just a simple, that's tough, can go a long way. It's less about having the perfect words and more about showing you're listening and that you care. What do you think of those? Are there any that stand out to you?
Okay, so my next question is
Right, just stand it.
uh,
You're very
what
welcome,
role
Shilva.
does storytelling or role play have in helping kids understand emotions?
Mm, that's a beautiful question, Shilva. Storytelling and role playing are incredibly powerful tools. Stories allow kids to step into someone else's shoes and experience the world from a different perspective, building empathy. And when characters face emotional challenges, kids can see how those challenges are navigated and learn healthy coping mechanisms. Role playing lets them practice expressing their own emotions and responding to others in a safe, controlled environment. It's like a dress rehearsal for real life situations. I mean, think about it. We learn so much about the world through stories. It's a natural way for kids to process emotions and develop social skills. Do you have a favorite story that helped you understand feelings when you were growing up?
Okay, so my next question is uh, how should parents respond when a child is messes or laughs at another child's emotions?
Ugh, okay, that's a really tough one, Shilva. And a child experiencing loss, whether it's the loss of a loved one, a pet, or even just a friendship, is incredibly painful. The most important thing is to be present and allow them to grieve. Don't try to minimize their feelings or tell them to be strong. Let them cry, be sad, be angry, whatever they need to feel. Validate their emotions. It's okay to be sad that your friend moved away. Answer their questions honestly, but in age appropriate terms, and reassure them that it's not their fault. It's important to model healthy grieving yourself, showing them that it's okay to feel sad and that it's okay to ask for help. And if their grief seems overwhelming or prolonged, seeking professional support can be really helpful. It's a really hard situation to navigate, and there's no one right answer. How are you feeling about that question? Are you thinking about a specific situation?
Okay, so my next question is what are some classroom activities that promote emotional respect?
Okay, a lot happening there. Glad to hear your neck is feeling a little better, though sounds like it's been a bother. And an airport mode classroom activity? Interesting. Is that about creating a calm, quiet space? Kind of disconnecting from distractions? And most little respect, is that about the kids struggling with respecting each other or something else? It sounds like you're juggling a lot, Shilva. Want to talk about any of that specifically?
O-
Or just get it off your chest?
Okay, so my next question is how can active listening show respect for someone's feelings.
Okay, that's a lot to unpack. You're you're describing someone, a net person, and how you want to use them to demonstrate respect and good feelings. I'm still a bit unclear on the thing you want to give. Is this a project you're working on? A gift? Something else entirely? Sounds like you have a strong intention to show kindness and respect, which is wonderful. Could you maybe break it down a little bit for me? It might help me understand where you're coming from.
Okay,
No worries if
so my next question is, how can we give feedback without hurting someone's feelings?
that's a really valuable question, Shiva. Giving feedback without hurting someone is an art. I think the key is focusing on the behavior, not the person. Instead of saying, you're always so disorganized, try, I noticed the report was a little hard to follow because some of the information was out of order. Be specific. Avoid vague criticism. Start with something positive. Kindlight what they did well before pointing out areas for improvement. And be mindful of your tone. Deliver the feedback calmly and respectfully. Asking questions instead of making statements can also be helpful, like, what challenges did you face when working on this? It turns it into a conversation rather than a lecture. Does that resonate with you? Yeah, it's definitely easier
Okay,
said than done. It takes
so
practice.
my last question is, give a message to my audience on respecting other people's feelings.
Okay, here's a message for your audience about respecting other people's feelings. Hey, everyone. It's easy to get caught up in our own world, our own feelings. But remember that everyone around you is navigating their own challenges, their own emotions, and yeah, take a moment to truly listen, to try and understand try and understand where they're coming from. Kindness doesn't cost anything, and little empathy can go a long way. Respecting someone's feelings doesn't mean you have to agree with them. It just means you acknowledge their humanity. Let's all strive to create a world where everyone feels seen, heard, and valued. Sound? Anything you'd like me to add or change? I'm glad you like it.
So
It was a really
it was
good
our
conversation.
today's Sesame Maya. I hope you like it. See you with another Sesame Maya. Till then, Allah Hafiz, Pakistan, Zindabad.